Hi, good evening, and a warm welcome to all the participants. In today's webinar, we'll just wait for a couple of minutes to allow other participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get started. All right, wonderful. I can already see there are participants who have started asking questions. So Komal, I'll appreciate if you can add your question in the Q&A. And this is where I'm not just referring to Komal. If any one of you has any question, then please do add that to Q&A. So down below, if you're joining through laptop or desktop, that's where you'll find an option called Q&A. Use that to ask your question. And that is not just like we are waiting for the participants to join in. So not just for this time, even while I'm sharing my screen and I'm walking through you through the process of creating digital catalog for your business. So even at that time, if you have a question, use Q&A to answer that question. I'll keep the Q&A panel open on the other monitor. And if it is possible for me to answer that question, I'll do that during the session itself so that you can get the answer right there and then. However, if it is not possible, and because there's already quite a bit that we have to cover in today's session. So if it is not possible, then I will discuss that question towards the end. So I can see there's a point by Komal Kashyap. They've created their online store. So Komal, can you please share the link of your online store that you have created with all of us here so that we can also review and I can share the feedback with you? All right. So actually, I was waiting for the online store URL, but I think it is not yet shared. So any of which ways. And I can see there are a few other participants who are commenting that they have also created their online store. So please do share the link with me and I can review it and share it with you. What are the shortcomings and what are the areas of improvement which you can improve on, and then you can consider or you stand a better chance of getting leads and inquiries, right? Now, but before that, a very, very fundamental thing that I would want to share with you, and we are not going to discuss about eBay. So this is where I'm sorry, I can see there's someone who has shared a link of eBay. So we are not going to discuss that. But a very important point, and this is where I'm going to be brutally honest with you, that what makes you think that having a website will get you orders and inquiry? And creating a website, almost every other business on the planet has a website. So by creating a website, why do you think you'll get orders and inquiries? You will not. If I'm absolutely honest, you have to market yourself, you have to promote yourself, you have to make sure that you're visible at the right places and in front of the right customer. And that's where you'll stand a chance to get orders. All right. Perfect. So this is where I am going to start sharing my screen, and this is where we'll begin our session. Just give me a few seconds to start sharing my screen. All right, perfect. So let's get started. Let me minimize this. So the objective or the agenda for today's webinar is how to create digital catalog for your export business. And that's what I am here to share with you, that what is the step-by-step process of creating a digital catalog. But before we go there, let's understand what is a digital catalog, right? So we are trying to build something, but what exactly are we trying to build? So let's first try to understand that. But before I tell you what is a digital catalog, it will be great if any one of you or if all of you can let me know what is your understanding, what is your thought process, what is your imagination about the term digital catalog. What do you think is a digital catalog? So you can let me know using the chat. So I'm waiting for your response. You can chat me whatever is your thought, whatever is your imagination about this term, digital catalog. And then obviously I'm going to help you out with that. But it will help me understand like what is your imagination, what are you thinking? So I can see Rahul has shared a catalog in digital format. To showcase product in the best possible way and attract buyers. Absolutely. So thank you, everyone. I can see there are a few participants who are sharing their thoughts about this term digital catalog. So you're absolutely correct. And because we don't have a lot of time here with us, so I'll just move on. But thank you, everyone, for sharing your thoughts. Now, I am going to help you understand what is a digital catalog. So, firstly, a textbook definition of the term digital catalog. So, digital catalog is a website or a computer file used to provide examples of a person's work or product offered by a business in a digital format, which can easily be accessed digitally by prospective customers. Now, that is a textbook definition and obviously not an easy thing to comprehend or understand. So, let me simplify it for you. So, digital catalog is basically a website. Now, that leads to a question. Can every website be called a digital catalog? Absolutely not. Every website cannot be called a digital catalog unless a website possesses certain features. Only then we can call it a digital catalog. What are those features? So those features are, the first one is it can showcase products or services, right? So most of the websites that you'll come across are showcasing information about a business, but not about the product or service offering. So if a website also showcases information about the product or service offering, then we can call it a digital catalog. The second is it should have a capability to accept orders or generate leads. Right? So that is the second capability or second feature. The third one is it should also have the information about that business. So these are the third capability, and I've written assumed there because almost every website on the planet has that capability to showcase information about the business, but many of them don't have a capability or don't showcase information about the product or service offering, right? So that is a simplified version of the definition of digital catalog. Now that leads to a further question: how many types of digital catalogs are there? So broadly, there are four types of digital catalog. One which allows you to generate lead, the second one which allows you to generate orders, the third one which allows you to do both the things at the same time, and the fourth one which allows you to generate B2B bulk orders. So those are the four types. Now let's switch the screen, and I'm going to take you to another browser where I have opened few examples, and I'll walk you through. I will also help you understand what are the various types of digital catalogs, and that will give you a better understanding as well. Now, I can see a few of the participants are raising their hands. I'll appreciate if you don't do that, because firstly, it is a webinar format, so we can't have a one-on-one interaction. Second is it is extremely annoying for the participants. It is not that annoying for me, but it is extremely annoying for the participants because they keep on seeing that black box appearing on their screen. All right, so that is a request to the participants. All right, so I've switched my screen, and now I'm showing you few examples that I've opened of digital catalog. Right now, this will also help you understand what is a digital catalog. Right now, while we were starting this session, there were many participants who were saying that we have created the digital catalog, but we are not getting orders and inquiries. The first question I would want to ask is this type of digital catalog you have created, or you have just uploaded the products? Because at the end of the day, let's be realistic. You have to look professional. You have to stand out amongst the competition, and competition is not just your local competition or the businesses from India. We are competing globally when it comes to export. We are not just competing with the exporters which are from India. We are also competing with exporters which are from other countries. So that's where you have to appear extremely professional. You have to display as much information as possible. You have to literally impress the international buyer. And that's where having a presentable digital catalog is extremely important, right? So giving the right impression. We have all heard that saying since our childhood, right? So first impression is the last impression, right? So we have to create a good impression, and you can create a good impression digitally by having a professional looking digital catalog. All right. So this is a digital catalog, and why am I showing it to you? So to help you understand the various types of digital catalog, and also to show you a few examples so that you are able to understand this concept on a better way, because I can walk you through the entire store creation or the digital catalog creation process. But at the end of the day, you don't understand like what is he helping us understand, or what is he talking about creating. So this is what we are trying to understand, or this is what we'll learn. How will you be able to create something like this? All right. So this is one example that I'm showing to you, and this is a B2B example. So just looking at the product, you can also agree that this is a business that exports medical equipment. So if there's any medical institution that is wanting to import their product, they can connect with them. How will they do that? That is an obvious question that comes to the mind. So this is where, for example, there's someone who's interested in these dresses which are used for surgeries, etc. So they can send them an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to buy these many units of these products, and please share your best quotation. So this is one type of digital catalog that you can create. There's similar to this, there's another type, and I have deliberately opened the example, or I've deliberately chosen the examples which are very B2B. So just looking at the visuals, you can imagine, right? So this is a B2B product. No one is going to buy it online, but the people will express their interest that we are interested to buy this product online. Now, similarly here, I'm going to open one of the products so that you can understand the interaction in a better way. So this is one of the product, and this is a ground roller. So if there's a construction company that is interested to buy this product, or if there's a sports institution, a stadium, etc., and they're wanting to buy this ground roller, so what will they do? They will come here and they'll click on send inquiry, then they'll send them an inquiry. This is what is the quantities. For example, I'm wanting to buy 10 ground rollers, and I'll add my details and then click on send. This inquiry will go to the seller and they will receive the inquiry. They'll also receive an alert in the form of an email, and then they will respond back to this particular inquirer or a institution that is interested in buying these ground rollers. Will they get the contact details? Yes, certainly they'll do that. So this is another B2B example I thought of sharing with you. This is another B2B example. Just look at the visuals you can imagine. Now here, for a moment, if we try to recall the three rules that I shared with you, those rules were that it should be showcasing information about the product or services. This is where the business deals and product. Is this website showcasing products? Yes, it is. I'm going to open the product detail or category listing page. So this is where we can see there are product informations which are displayed here. So yes, this website is certainly showcasing information about the product. The second rule was that the website should be having a capability for a prospective buyer to send inquiry or receive an order. Does this website has that capability? Yes, it is. It has that capability. You can see request quotation, or if we go back to this example, send inquiry. Yes, this website has that capability. The third one was the website should be showcasing information about the business. Is this website doing that? Let's check out. So we are going to go to the About Us section and let's see if there's some information about the business. Yes, there is a lot of information about this business. So this is where we can, they have also added a video, so we can watch the video as well and understand about the business. So yes, there is information about the business as well, right? So if you're trying to link back to the three rules that I shared with you. Yes, this website is qualifying all those three rules, and we can call it a digital catalog, right? So this is a B2B example. I also told you there are different types of digital catalogs that you can create. So the first few examples that I'm showing to you, and I'm showing B2B examples first, because I understand that the audience is exporters, and many exporters, or most of the exporters, they are interested in a inquiry kind of a interaction rather than people buying products from them. So that's why I am showing the B2B examples first. It does not mean the web platform does not have a capability to receive orders. We do have that capability. In fact, the B2C capabilities were developed first, and then we developed the B2B capability based on our interactions and experience with working with B2B buyers. So now I am going to show you an example of a B2C sellers. So they are also doing exports, but this is where customers are buying in smaller quantities for their personal consumption. So this is where there's no container load going. This is where any customer sitting in Europe or US, they are interested to buy their product. They're coming to the website, they are placing the order. So this is a B2C example I thought of sharing with you. If you have this kind of requirement, you can also do that. There was a third type of digital catalog, which I mentioned, which can do both the things. So let's open one of the products and try to understand that. So on the face of it, if you look at this website, it looks like a typical online shopping website where customers can come and they can place an order. However, it is catering to both the capabilities at the same time. What are those two capabilities? One end, it is catering to the retail customers. So for example, I want to buy this product, so I can come here, I can do an add to cart, and I can place an order, right? So it is catering to the retail buyers who are wanting to buy in smaller quantities, right? At the other end, if there is a bulk buyer or if there's a shop owner, they are wanting to buy products in bulk, they can come here and they can send the inquiry that this is the quantity that I am interested to buy, and then the seller can connect with them. So it is catering to both the audience at the same time. So you don't have to create two separate websites or two separate sections. It is the same product catering to both the type of audience. So this is the third type of digital catalog. So very quick recap for your understanding. The first type, or let's open that product once again so that we can relate to it. So this is the first type I showed you where a prospective is sending an inquiry. This is the second type which I showed you where a customer is placing an order. This is the third type which I showed you where a customer can place an order and a bulk buyer can send an inquiry. Then there is a fourth type as well. And on the face of it, you may feel that it is something which is catering to online selling, or this is a online shopping website. And if you have that feeling, you are not entirely wrong, because on the face of it, it looks like a typical online shopping website. But it also has another capability which basically caters to bulk buyers. So they have thousands of shop owners or shops that sell their product. Now they have to regularly buy replenishment. So they may need 10 units of a mixer juicer grinder. They may need 20 units of blenders, right? Like that. So they have to buy for their shops. So they can easily come here and they can do a login and they can place in orders, and all those uh, distribution channel requirements like a special discount or a minimum order quantity requirement or a credit, all that is taken care by the system, right? So instead of your salesperson going to a shop and taking their order, the shop owner can simply come here and they can place an order as per their convenience. So this is that capability, but obviously you must be thinking, why am I sharing this capability with you? It does not have any relation with export, right? But there is a relation, or there is a use case for export as well. And what is that use case? So there are exporters who have this very big fear that if I am uploading my products onto the website, my latest collection on the website, then there is a chance that my latest styles, my latest designs might get copied or stolen, right? How do you take care of that challenge? You can use this capability to take care of that challenge. How does this help? So you can upload your products, and using this capability, you onboard all your trusted buyers. Now your trusted buyers can come here, and using a OTP secure login, they can log in and they can see your latest collection, whereas anyone on the internet can't see, right? So this is almost like you're putting your products behind a lock and key, and to the people whom you are giving the key, they can come and they can see your latest collection, and no one else can see that, right? So this is the fourth type of digital catalog that can be created. Now, a very popular question related to digital catalog is that I deal in very diverse variety of products. Can I upload all of them on a single digital catalog? Yes, absolutely. You can do that. And this is the example I had opened to answer that question. So this is a merchant exporter's digital catalog that we are looking at, by the way. And this is where you can see they deal in groceries, they deal in fruits and vegetables, they deal in fashion, jeans, etc. And they also deal in handicraft, they deal in copper products, they also deal in irons, iron drums, and cotton yarns, etc. Right? So there's a very wide variety of the products that they are dealing in. So if there was any participant who had this question that we deal in very diverse categories of products, can we add them to a single digital catalog? Yes, absolutely. You can do that. And this is an example I thought of sharing with you. I've also opened two more examples. There's a agri products exporters digital catalog that we are looking at. I've just kept it here to show you that even for a basic agri product, you can create something this engaging, this beautiful. And then there's another example. This is a bronze or brass home decor products. There's their digital catalog. There's a B2C example that we are looking at. So I hope by now you have a very good understanding about what is a digital catalog and how many types of digital catalogs are there. Very quickly, before we move on to the other part of our agenda, that is understanding the process of creating digital catalog, very quickly, I've shown you what is a digital catalog and various examples of digital catalog. So the objective of taking your time and taking you through all these examples was twofold. Firstly, to help you understand and also see for yourself what are the possibilities in terms of digital catalog, and you can see and you can appreciate for yourself that how beautiful and how professional looking digital catalogs can be created on the platform, right? So this is the kind of uh, benchmark that you are trying to that you should be not just trying to, you should be aiming to achieve So that was one objective of showing you here. The second was to make you aware of the various capabilities which are there, because this is again something which I've learned based on my interactions and conducting so many webinars and literally interacting with about 12,000 businesses. So every business is unique and every business has a unique requirement. Now, the platform that we have created caters to almost any requirement which is there related to digital commerce. It caters to that. But obviously, it is not possible to explain every feature in this short span of time. So, seeing this kind of capabilities, you are able to understand and you are able to appreciate the platform's capability, and it helps you understand what is the possibility as well, right? So, this is something which I want all of you should also be creating. Now, this where I think we should now move on to the next part of our agenda. And for that, I am going to switch my screen, but I'm not going to take you to the process of creating the digital catalog. But before that, I'm going to take you to the presentation and I'm going to help you understand the process. So just give me a quick second. Sorry. So for creating your digital catalog, and this is for export, this is the journey that I'm going to share with you for export. So what you have to do is you have to create your digital catalog and then it will get linked with Indian Business Portal. Why am I showing you this? Because Indian Business Portal is the starting point. From there, you're going to start your journey of creating your digital catalog. All right. So you'll start your journey from there. And then once your products are listed on Indian Business Portal, that's where you'll stand a chance, or if there's a possibility that you'll be able to generate business through Indian Business Portal. How will that happen? So FIO, which is Federation of All India Export Organization, which has partnered with GlobalLinker to create Indian Business Portal, they will be approaching and bringing Indian international buyers onto Indian Business Portal. And when those international buyers will be coming to Indian Business Portal, they'll be reviewing or they'll be sharing their requirements, or they will be connecting with Indian exporters, and through that you'll be able to generate business. The other area of opportunity is your own marketing, your own promotions. You can run digital campaigns, you can run digital ads, and that's where you can approach international buyers and bring them onto your digital catalog and do business with them. And the third area of opportunity is the business community. So when you're creating your digital catalog, you're also becoming a part of a community which has members from 150 countries. So you can do business networking with the members from other countries and then do business with them, right? So this is the entire ecosystem that you're becoming part of. So there are many areas of opportunity which are there. Now, while we are on this slide, I hope everyone is able to understand the entire ecosystem. Now, while you are becoming part of Indian Business Portal, and that is where, other than ensuring that you have added all the product information properly, your business information properly, and you have included all the search words, etc. So, other than ensuring that you have a absolutely perfect digital catalog, you have added all the information. Uh, there isn't much that you can do on Indian Business Portal, but this is your own website. There is a lot that you can do to attract international buyers. The first and the very basic thing which people tend to do is they start doing search engine optimization, which I will not advise. One should you should do on page optimization, wherein you're ensuring that your website is searchable. You should do that. But beyond that, work on search engine marketing, because obviously someone wanting to buy something from India or import something from India, they will be obviously searching. Now you can do search ads and you can bring the international buyers onto your website, right? The third one is business community. This is where you can do business networking and you can generate interest from international buyers, right? So there are things that you should also do. So this is not like you should be dependent only on Indian Business Portal. Whatever is coming from Indian Business Portal, that is icing on the cake. That is the bonus. But this is where the action lies, and this is where you should be working on. All right, so this is where I think I've done enough talking. Now let's move on and let's try to understand the process. So I'm going to switch my screen once again, and I'm going to take you to an Indian Business Portal. So, and I believe all of you are aware of Indian Business Portal, but for everyone's understanding, let's quickly understand about Indian Business Portal. So, Indian Business Portal is a trade-up for Indian exporters and international buyers. So, it is a platform which is created by FIO, which is the Federation of All India Export Organization, a apex export promotion body by the Government of India, and GlobalLinker, which is a digitization and which is a business networking and digitization enablement platform. So they have partnered or collaborated and created this platform. The objective is twofold. The first objective is to help Indian exporters digitize themselves, create their own digital presence. Because if you look around you, honestly, you will also know there are exporters who don't have any digital presence, right? So forget about the website. They don't even have an email ID, right? So they are absolutely dark on the internet, right? So there's no way you can find them. And if a prospective buyer can't find them, they can't do business with them, right? And that is unfortunately a big challenge for us as a country. So that is one challenge that Indian Business Portal aspires to solve, and that is to allow exporters to create their own digital presence. And when it comes to creating digital presence, is where it is not like you're joining a discovery platform wherein you are creating a page over to yourself and people will come and see. No, you are creating your own digital presence. And I've showed you so many examples. So all these businesses which I showed to you, this is their digital presence. This is their own digital presence, right? This is their own website which they have. And now if there's someone who's wanting to buy industrial motors, they can find this website on the internet and they can connect with them and they can do business with them. That is one objective of Indian Business Portal. And the second objective is, once these businesses are digitized, bring them on one platform so that they can be promoted centrally, right? So there are like a million websites. It is absolutely impossible to promote million businesses. But if they are all brought together on a single platform, that single platform can be promoted and all of them can benefit through that, right? So that is, in very simple terms, the objective of Indian Business Portal. Now, coming to the process of creating your digital catalog. So you have to come to Indian Business Portal. Now, before we go further, there are two profiles that I've opened here. I'm going to just open one of the profile here. This is a exporter. In fact, we saw their digital catalog little while ago by NS Export. So this is their profile on Indian Business Portal. Now, why am I showing you this profile? Because I want you to understand about another aspect which is very crucial to doing business or growing business or generating leads digitally. And that also leads to the first question which came as soon as we started the session, that I have created my digital catalog, but I'm not getting orders. So this where, remember, when it comes to growing your business digitally, or let's say it in a simpler way, to generate orders digitally on the internet, there are two problems that you have to solve. Very simple, two problems. First problem is called discoverability problem, wherein a prospective buyer should be able to discover you, should be able to find you, right? That is one problem. Now imagine that person has found you. There comes the second problem, which I call credibility problem. Discoverability, credibility. Discoverability is wherein you can solve it. Indian Business Portal helps you solve that, or running search ads helps you solve that. So you're able to bring, or you're able to present yourself in front of a potential buyer who's looking to buy your product. You're able to present yourself, you are able to place yourself in front of them. But the credibility challenge still remains. So if you're not presenting, and if you recall, when I started showing you those examples, I shared with you, right? Very, very bluntly, that this is the kind of expectation which is there when you're creating your digital catalog. Obviously, I'm not assuming or I'm not expecting that you have to create the world's most beautiful website, but let's be realistic. It should be professional looking website that you have to create, because at the end of the day, we are getting compared and the comparison is just a click away. So that is where you have to work on credibility side of it. And what is that credibility side of it? So the credibility side of it is you are presenting yourself as a credible, as a trustworthy business. And that comes back to me showing you this profile on Indian Business Portal, because we understand that credibility is important. Now, despite the fact that we are showcasing thousands of exporters and the international buyer is coming and they are looking at their beautiful product, still, before making that decision that we should connect with them and understand what is the best pricing they can do, before taking that action, international buyer would want to understand more about that business, right? How will they do that? This is how they'll do that. That is why we have created a profile for every exporter on Indian Business Portal. It is important that when you are creating your digital catalog, you should be adding this information so that when an international buyer is reviewing your profile on Indian Business Portal, they feel that you are a credible business. You are able to solve that credibility challenge as well. Because if you are solving the discoverability challenge, trust me on this, if you are bringing like 10,000 visitors onto your website, but if it is not professional looking, or your pricing is off, or you're not presenting the information in a proper manner, or the website does not look like a well-made website, they're not going to connect with you, right? So every business or every individual can understand these days there are so many frauds, etc., happening. So everyone has a little level of anxiety in them when it comes to doing business digitally. And this is a bulk business. It's not like a small transaction. People can still play the gamble, right? So they can see, like, if it does not come, no worries, it is a small value item. No, obviously it is a business and their own jobs depend on it. If you don't fulfill your promises, obviously their earning, their livelihood will get impacted. So they have that anxiety. They are not sure whether you are trustworthy business, or whether you are a genuine business or actual business or not. They don't know any of that, and they want to ensure that. And that is where this comes into play. So when you're creating your digital catalog, also focus on this. And that also goes back to, I showed you this page. It also goes back to, right? So why would someone put in an effort of creating this content? For that reason, that the person is wanting to understand more about your business. And that is where you should be showcasing all the information which is there about your business, so that you come forward as a genuine business, you come forward as a trustworthy business, you come forward as a business whom can deliver, right? So that is extremely important. So coming back to the profile, I was showing it to you for many reasons. One of them was to help you understand that credibility is equally crucial. Discoverability is something that you have to absolutely work on, because if discoverability is not there, then like all this is of no use. But discoverability is something which you will certainly be solving on if you want to grow your business. And once you have solved that, this becomes crucial. So when you're building your digital catalog, when you're creating all this information, think it from that perspective also. It is not like an assignment which is given to you and you have to just fulfill it and you have to just fill in the details. No, you have to do it in a way that you are able to present yourself as a professional organization. You are able to impress the person who is going through that, right? So, and in today's day and age, you don't even have that excuse that my English is not that good, so I create all this information. Like, use AI and it is free. All right. So let's get back to our discussion. So why have I brought you here? So to help you understand that, but more importantly, when you'll be creating your digital catalog, so all this information is going to be added. So you should add that. And relating to the credibility thing, this is where you can see there are a number of certificates which are also added. Please do add that. It gives a lot of trust and a lot of credibility to the business, right? So you should do that. Now, while we are here, A lot of people ask me that how will an international buyer connect with us? So this is where you can see request meeting. So they can schedule a meeting similar to how we are connecting here today. Similar to that, they can do that, or they can use the contact seller. This is where you'll get an inquiry on your email and as well as on the control panel of your digital catalog that there's an international buyer who's wanting to connect with you. And the third is they can visit your online store and the contact details that you have added there. They can call you or send you an email. So that is also possible. So I'll just show you contact us. And this is where the contact details, they can contact on that as well. Now let's go back. So coming to the process of creating digital catalog, so you have to firstly go to Indian Business Portal, and then you'll see there's an option which says sell on Indian Business Portal, register as Indian exporter. Click on that and it will open this page. Now, if you have time, I would suggest that you should also review this page. It has valuable information. And the most important or useful section that you'll find is the frequently asked questions. So there are a few questions which we understand are quite frequently asked, and we have provided their responses here. So if you go through the section, you'll get answers to most of your queries. So if you have time, do go through this section. Now, coming back to the journey, once you're on this page, click on create your catalog, which will open this page. On this page, there's a video which you will see here. And I've also opened a video on another tab. This is the video. Somehow we didn't switch the tab. Yeah, now we are here. So this is the video. Now, I would request all of you to watch this video before you start the process of creating your digital catalog, for simple reason that you'll understand the journey, you'll understand the requirements, and when you understand the requirements, you'll get all the information, you'll gather all that information and be ready. And once you have all the information, this will be a much more convenient process. If you're like blindly start walking onto it, then obviously you'll see now I have to add this, now I have to add this, now I have to. So it may become a little frustrating and a very time inefficient activity as well, right? So you will do one step and then you'll realize, oh, I don't have this information, and then you'll go and bring that information, and then you'll move a few more steps and then you'll realize, oh, I don't have this information, and then you'll go back and try to bring that information. So it will be very time wasteful plus a little annoying as well. So better go through this video. It will help you understand what all information you'll need. And again, you don't need a lot of information, but what all information is required, you'll have all that, and then you'll start with the journey. That will be very convenient, very easy, and you'll be able to do that in a matter of minutes. All right. So that is one point, a sincere request I wanted to make or share it with all of you. The second point is related to a language challenge. So many times I've received this request that our English is not that great. So if there's a video which is available in Hindi, we'll be able to understand it in a better way. Is that available? Yes, certainly it is. If you go to the description of this video which will get opened by default, it will be in English. But if you go to the description, I'm going to open the description. This is where you can see there's a link, and I will also share a link of the Hindi video with all of you. So we are going to just use this video. I'm not going to play the video. That will not be a very nice use of your valuable time. So we are just going to fast forward the video, because any which way the video is available. It is a fairly detailed video. I'm going to walk you through this video and walk you through the process of creating the digital catalog. Why am I doing that? Because when it comes to website, or when we hear the word website or e-commerce website or online sales, the first thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, the first thing which comes to our mind or imagination that starts forming in our head is that it is technical, it will require coding knowledge, it will require knowledge or degree in computer science, right? You'll agree. That is kind of a thought which comes, and if I was not from a technical background, I may also have the same thought, right? To give an answer to that thought or to satisfy that doubt which may be there in your mind, and you may be thinking, like, this may not be something that I can do myself. I'll have to hire someone, or is there any relative who's done a degree in computer science and I can ask them to do it for me, right? So those kind of thoughts must be there in your mind. Now, to answer those, this is a very simple process, and you'll be able to do that very, very easily yourself. In fact, a school student can also do it, right? It is that simple. And that also relates, or that also goes back to the advancement of technology. Now, this was not possible many years ago because the technology was not that evolved. But in today's day and age, technology is so much evolved that anyone with, forget about the technical knowledge, even with very limited basic knowledge, a person can create their own digital presence, and they can also do their business or earn their living digitally very, very easily. And a very common example that we can all relate to is your cab hailing apps like Ola, Uber. So the individuals or the business or the people who are doing business through them, they have very limited education, forget about the technical knowledge. But the technology is so simplified, they are able to use that, right? So that is also which has happened here. The technology is so simplified that anyone can use it. All right. So let's quickly go through the video. This is something which I've already explained to you, so I'm going to skip that. So we have open the page from where we opened the video. This is the page. So you have to input your name, email ID, create a password, then do a OTP verification of your mobile number, and then you have to input your GST number, verify that, input your company name, select the legal entity type, then input your location. The details like state, city, postal code will get automatically populated, but these are editable. So if you want to make changes to them, you can do that. Then you'll move to the next step. This is where you have to select in industries. Now you can do that from the drop down, or you can type in the name of the industry and select that. So this is where you're telling the system that this is the industry which I belong, right? So that is the industry selection. Once you have done that, it will bring you to the screen. On the screen, you have to specify, or you have to tell the system what type of activities you're involved in. So whether you're a manufacturer, whether you're a trader, whether you're a retailer. So you can select as many fields as you want, but this is where there are two suggestions. One, you should do it a little cautiously. Second is do it truthfully or honestly, because the AI matchmaking will be basing on this information. And tomorrow, if the system finds out that you have provided wrong information, it will negatively rank your listing. So you should avoid doing that. So once you have done that, it will bring you to this screen. This is where you have to click on convert. Now very soon we are going to change this process as well. So the moment you'll click on next here, it will bring you to this overlay. On this overlay, there are three simple questions which we'll see. You have to provide an answer to that. What is the main purpose? How many products you would like to have, and would you like to have them in a order quantity feature? So just provide an appropriate response and then click on next, which will bring you to this screen. On the screen, there are a number of design templates which are visible. You have to select any one of them. Now, although this step is very simple, and realistically, when you'll be going through this step, you may hardly take 5 seconds, but this is where we have received a lot of questions on our help desk related to this particular step. So, what are those questions? So I'm trying to answer those questions so that if that question was there in your mind, you get an answer to that. So the first question is related to the themes here. And the question is that I am not seeing a theme for my type of product. Let me simplify that. What the person is feeling that if electronic items are displayed in this theme, then only the sellers or only the businesses that deal in electronic items should be using this theme, which is actually incorrect, right? The visuals that we have added here, they are only for representation purpose. They are only for example purpose. So it does not mean that you must be dealing in electronic items to choose this theme, or you must be dealing in cosmetics to choose this theme. So any theme can be used by any businesses. So that was the first confusion or question that we receive on our help desk. The second question or confusion is related to the theme itself. And this is where I would say that that confusion is something which is linked to the traditional way of creating websites. So traditionally, when the websites were built, theme was finalized first, or the design was finalized first, and then the information was added. So if there is someone who has got a website developed many years ago, so they know that if I've selected a theme, I can't change it. But that has all changed now. So you can easily change from one design template. Or if I have to say the question or the concern in a little more simpler way, so their concern is that if I'm choosing a particular template, so for example, if I choose this one, I may not be able to change it. Right? That is their concern, but that is also wrong, because you'll be able to change that. In fact, you'll be able to change it in matter of seconds, although realistically, because I have to change banners, etc., it takes a little more time. But technically, from one template to another template, in matter of seconds, you'll be able to change. So that was the second question or concern that gets frequently asked. The third one is not that frequent, but it is extremely important, or something that hardly people have answers to. That question is, how do I choose a suitable template for my business, or suitable design template for my business? I'm going to say that question once again. How do I choose a design template? That's a question, a simple question. How do I choose a design template? Now, if you think about that question, you realize, right? How do you choose? What is the yardstick? This may be good for my business, or this may not be good for my business. How do I know? Tricky question, and many of us don't have an answer. Exceptions are the extremely creative people who can like look at the layout and they can see this is what will be good for us. So those are exceptions, but most of us, including myself, we don't have an answer. But there is a process that you can follow to get to an answer. What is that process? So the process is, you have to complete this journey, and once you have done that, then you have to go to the template section, apply one template, but before that, you have to upload few products. One or two will also suffice. So upload the product, open the product detail page. Product detail page, in case where you're wondering what is the product detail page. So the product page which I was showing you, or let's take this example, this page is already open. This is called a product detail page, or the ground roller example which I was showing you. This is a product detail page. So you have to open this page. And once you have opened this page, then go to the template section, apply a template, come back to this page, refresh it, see how it is looking, go back to the template section, apply the next template, come back here, refresh it, and see how it is appearing, and keep repeating this process. Yes, you'll have to spend half an hour, 45 minutes, but that will give you an absolute understanding in terms of which are the templates that are showcasing your products in the most beautiful manner. And then you can make the selection, right? So that is something which is a challenge that most of us face, but we don't even realize that we have that problem. All right, so that is this template selection section. Once you are done through that, it will bring you to the last overlay. On this overlay, there are two input fields. The first one is your business name. So the store name can be your business name, or if you operate a popular brand, so it can be your brand name as well. So it can be your business name or brand name, either of the two. So if you want to name your store in the name of your brand, so you can delete it and you can input your brand name, or otherwise you can create the store in the name of your business as well. So it is going to be business name or your brand name. Then we have URL. Now, before we start to understand what you have to do here, let's first understand what is a URL. So URL is something that we type to open a website. For example, if you have to open Google, what you do, you type google.com, right? Similarly, what we are trying to define here is, if tomorrow someone has to open your website, what should they be typing? That is what we are trying to define here. So in your case, while you're going through this journey, this field, this box may be empty, or it may have this type of code written there, right? 166 something something. So if it is a code, select and delete it. If it is empty, well and good. You have to type your business name without space or any special character. I'm going to repeat that. You have to type your business name without space, in small letters, without space or any special characters. So all the alphabet from A to Z, they are allowed. All the numbers from 0 to 9, they're also allowed. But other than that, nothing else is allowed. And the limit is 25 characters. So if you have a really long business name, so in that case, obviously you'll have to do a little bit of trimming to make it fit. That comes to the second point, or the second commonly asked question related to this particular field URL, and that is we have our own domain. Can we use that? Yes, certainly you can do that. In fact, all the examples that I showed to you, they are all using their custom domain. So this is surgicalshops.com. This is HK Online. This is Macaria Electrical. This is Milk. This is YNS Exports, world-class traders, right? So they're all using their own custom domains. However, if you're looking here, this is like ABC exports.linker.store. If I fast forward, I'll be able to show you that as well. Sorry, let's go back a few seconds. Yeah. So here you can see reliable fashion enterprises .linker.store. What is linker.store? So linker.store is our subdomain that we provide to our users absolutely free of cost. Why do we do that? We do that for two reasons. One is to make this journey as convenient as possible. Now imagine if he had asked you at this stage where you are still like going through the journey, you are still trying to create a digital catalog for yourself. If he had asked you to point your domain's DNS onto our server or to implement an SSL, that would have been extremely overwhelming for you, right? You'll agree to that. So that is to keep this process as simple as possible. The second and a much bigger and important reason is to allow MSMEs to create something called sustainable digital presence, or I myself call it a sustainable digital presence. Now, a lot of times when we come across this term sustainability, we relate to it or we connect it to environment or environmental sustainability, but this is sustainability from a long-term existence or long-term use perspective. Now, if you have created a website, you will know that there are cost heads associated with a website, building it and operating it. Building is like we have to get the website built, so there are costs associated with that. Now, operating that website also has certain costs associated with it. So you have to renew your domain. So whatever domain you're using, you have to renew it every year. You have to invest on SSL. Now, if you're not using an SSL or you're not using a proper encryption, there are high chances your website will get hacked, or many browsers don't allow websites without SSL to be displayed. Right. So that is another cost. Then you have to invest on hosting. Then you have to also invest on having a resource that can update the website from time to time, or you have to hire an agency. So there are multiple costs associated with it. And there is one more important side to it a lot of people don't realize, and that is a lot of websites which get created on the conventional platforms, they have an expiry date, right? What it means that there is a current version of the software which is used to create your website. Now that version will expire when a new version gets introduced, and your website will have to be upgraded because it will start to have hardware issues, it starts to have security issues, etc. And you will be forced to upgrade to a new version. So it is not like you're investing one time today. After a few years, you'll have to reinvest on it because you have to upgrade to a newer version. So which is inexpensive affair when it comes to a MSME. So a lot of time they decide not to look at digitizing their business. To avoid that scenario, what we are offering here is a absolutely free of cost or zero investment solution wherein they can not only create their digital presence, but they can also operate it with linker.store subdomain. You don't have to worry about domain renewal. You don't have to worry about SSL renewal. You don't have to worry about hosting. All that is taken care of, right? So that is this linker.store. However, using linker.store is your choice. If you want to use it, you can use it. If you don't want to use it, you can take it live on your own domain. Now, in the remaining part of the video, the process of creating product is explained. So we'll just skip that because that is something which is already explained in the video. And we should not be investing our valuable time there or your valuable time there. So let me fast forward the video. So once we have uploaded the product, one product is something that you have to upload minimum. You have to go to the home section and click on publish, which you can see here. You have to click on the publish button, and which will complete the online store creation journey. So this is how you have to create your online store, right? So this is the online store creation process or digital catalog creation process. However, there are a few more steps which are there. So just give me a quick second to open that tab. In case where you're wondering why have I stopped presenting the screen, so I have to open that account. So just give me a quick second. I had accidentally closed that account. So I will just quickly log into the account and start sharing my screen. So I'll just need 2 more minutes of yours, and then we'll break into the question answer round. So I can only see there's one question, which is actually not related to the discussion that we are doing currently. So that's why I haven't answered it already. So let's just bear with me for 2 more minutes so that I can share with you what are the remaining steps, because we have understood the journey. This how you have to go through the journey of creating your digital catalog, but there are a few more steps that you have to do after that. So just give me a second. I'm going to start sharing my screen and we will quickly go through that. By the way, I'm going to share the link of this video as well in case you're wondering how do we get the link. All right, so this is the demonstration accounts control panel that you're seeing on the screen. Now, once you have gone through the journey, you have to obviously upload the remaining products that you have. So you can go to the product management section, click on catalog in the left navigation, and then click on products, which will open the product management interface. This is where you can upload the remaining products. You can upload them one product at a time if you want, or you can upload them in bulk. Now, if you have more than 10 products and you are uploading them one product at a time, you are doing injustice to yourself. You're wasting your valuable time. You shouldn't be doing that. You should upload them in bulk if you have more than 10 products. If you have less than 10 products, then you upload them one by one as well. All right, so this is the next step, the immediate next step that you have to do. Once you have done that, then you have to go to store settings in the left navigation and then click on store details, which will open this page. On this page, you'll see there is a section called about your export. Now, this section basically, this is where you'll be adding information for the profile that you have on Indian Business Portal. So if I take you back to the profile that we were seeing earlier, so all this information that we are seeing here, this is added from this section, and this is a fairly simple form as well. So there are not too many complicated details that you have to add. You have to specify whether you're a FIO member, your IC code, legal entity type, when did you start your business, type of operations or business operations you are engaged in, whether you are MSME, export turnover for previous 3 years, countries you have exported to, countries you would like to export to, number of employees, and licenses certificate. This is the most important step because this is where you have to add your license certificate to improve the trustworthiness, improve the credibility. You have to do that. And then you have two sections to impress the international manager. You have to add basically why should someone do business with you, and then you have a section to specify what type of proposal you're interested in, and then click on save, and that will populate this section. So this is the second step that you have to do after you have gone through that journey. Now, once you have done that, then you can go to the My Store section. You can set up the navigation. You can do the theme selection. You can upload the banners. And once you are absolutely confident, once you are absolutely sure that your website is looking professional, you can come to the home section. You can click on this home shaped icon, which will bring you here. This is where you'll see there is a section which says link your store and sell on Indian Business Portal. You have to click on send request, which will open this overlay. On this overlay, firstly, you should watch this video because this video will help you understand what are the mistakes which can prevent your business from being showcased on Indian Business Portal, right? So this is an important video which you must watch. You can simply and you can watch this video. You will understand what are the mistakes and how to fix those mistakes. So that is also something that you'll understand from the video. And lastly, once you are sure that there are absolutely no mistakes on your digital catalog, you can come here and you can submit your request. This is the most important step. Many exporters reach out to our help desk with a complaint that we have created our digital catalog and We have uploaded the product. We have made it professional as you expected or as you shared with us in the webinar. But we are not there on Indian Business Portal. And when we investigate, we find out they haven't submitted the application. They haven't submitted this request. So it is extremely crucial that you must be submitting this request. All right. So don't forget to submit the request. This is where I'm going to switch off the screen share and we'll break into the question answer round. So I can see there are two questions. The first question, in fact, both the questions are from Bipinji only. His first question is GlobalLinker Marketplace is for domestic or export. So GlobalLinker Marketplace is a cross-border B2B platform. So it is going to cater to both export and domestic, but major focus is going to be on export. Automation tool available in future like chatbot. So automation, I am not able to understand about the automation. If you're referring to having AI to create the content, yes, that is already available on the platform. Yes, but you'll have to upgrade to a higher plan to use that capability. Yes, that is already available. I'm now just looking at the chat to see if there's a question I can answer. So there was a participant, Komal Kashyap. Are you still with us, Komal? If you're there, you can raise your hand. Let me look at the participant list. No, I think they've left. All right, so I'll reach out to them offline. They have shared the link of their online store, their URL. There's another one by Rahul. Let me see if Rahul has also left. Otherwise, I would have reviewed their website and we all would have learned through it. All right, so let me see if there's a question which I can answer. I can see there's a question by Rahul Verma in the Q&A and wants to understand what will your cost of creating the creating the website. As a DIY solution, do-it-yourself solution, it is absolutely free. However, we do also provide a service wherein our team creates the website for you. It is only for website. It is not like you're buying a package or something. This is just for creating the website. Yes, there's a service which is available. So if you want to avail or any one of you want to avail that service, you can reach out to me and I'll get you connected with the concerned person from our team. I'm going to share my email ID with you. Just give me a quick second and you can reach out to me. In fact, any one of you who would want to get your website reviewed, or if you have a technical difficulty, if there's a challenge that you're facing, please do feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to share my contact details. I'm going to share the help desk contact details. And I'm also going to share the links of the videos which I showed to you in today's session. So I'm going to share all of that in the chat. Just give me a few moments. So the first chat is with my contact details. The second one is with the help desk contact details. So please, everyone, note down these details. The help desk one. If you have any question, if you have any issue, if there's anything which is not clear to you, please do reach out to our help desk. You can, in fact, mark a CC of that email to our help desk as well. You're sending an email to the help desk and mark a CC to me, and I can ensure that your query, your question or concern is getting addressed, right? Now, that is related to technical issues. Now, once you have created your digital catalog, and like there were two participants who had shared their links of their digital catalog, but unfortunately they left before we could conclude the session. So that is where once it is ready, and if you want it to be reviewed, share it with me. I will review it and I'll share my recommendations or my suggestions on that, how you can improve it, how you can make it better. There's an interesting question which has come in the Q&A. Anonymous attendee, they haven't shared their name, but their question is like, can you give us a guarantee that we will generate leads through this? Life does not have any guarantee, right? So when you started your business, what was the guarantee that you'll succeed? No guarantee, right? There's no guarantee that I will live and I will be alive tomorrow, right? There is no guarantee to that as well. So absolutely, there's no guarantee. It is your effort. It is your intention with which you are proceeding ahead. And a lot of time when people ask me this question, I share a story which all of us have heard in our management school, and that is about a particular instance that happened many years ago. So there was some shoe manufacturing company, and they had sent their executive to Africa to see what is the potential there for their footwear business. And the executive went there and then did the review, and he found out no one was wearing footwear, came back and reported to the company. There's absolutely no potential. No one wears footwear. No one wears shoes there. So there's absolutely no potential. And there was another footwear company. They have also sent their executive to the same country. The person went there again, reviewed the same thing, and came back. But this person reported differently, and this person reported that no one wears shoes. So there is no competition. There is 100% potential there. Let's start the business. And that business went ahead. They introduced footwear and almost captured the entire market, right? So it is the mindset which matters. And obviously, if you're doing the right things, you're doing it in the right way, you will certainly succeed. Another question I can see anonymous attendee on an average, how much that the score, just as an understanding. So, and this is where I am assuming they are asking about the website development. So if you're creating your own website yourself, it will not cost you anything. It is absolutely free, zero cost. Obviously, your time, your value, your time, whatever cost you're putting to it, that will be the cost. Now, if you're hiring a service, that cost, I think, about 22,000 or 20,000, something in that ballpark. There are other plans that we are working on that will be available sometime. At the moment, it costs around that number. So, there's another question which is asked in the chat. Same anonymous attendee, if the platform is free, then how are you going to make the money? What is the catch here? So the catch is not there. the model is different. So unlike the conventional or traditional organizations which primarily make their business through selling packages or uh, through advertising, the model that we have is wherein we partner with large organization or government entities or trade bodies and create white label solutions for their user base. And that's where we earn licensing fee from all those partnerships. And that is our revenue model. In addition to that, there are service providers who are also associated with our ecosystem, and all those service providers pay us a little commission for being part of our ecosystem. So that's how we make our revenues. Hope that clarified how effective this portal is. I don't understand that question, honestly, how effective. All right, so I think that is the last question. Still, if there's anything which is not there, or I haven't answered it properly, or if there's any doubt you were not able to ask here today, please do share it with me or the email, and I'll be more than happy to answer that. I can see there is, okay, there's some chat happening. Okay. So there's a message by Ekta. Wanted to ask if the recording will be provided. Yes, certainly. You will all get the recording of this webinar on the email ID that you have used to enter this meeting. You'll get an email with the recording on that. All right, so perfect. This were let's conclude this session, but it was like really nice interacting. The difference was the audience was very interactive. I am very glad that you asked these many questions, and these questions not only help you clarify those doubts, it helps many others because everyone is not comfortable asking question in this kind of public gathering. So I'm really, really thankful to all of you who asked these questions, and I hope I was able to answer them properly. And still, if you feel yeah, I was not very clear in my responses, please do feel free to reach out to me. All right. So thank you everyone for taking out your valuable time and participating in this session. Have a wonderful evening.